There is a brown plastic bottle sitting on a porch rail on a farm in Amish country right now. It costs about $1 at any drugstore in America. Most folks keep one in the medicine cabinet for scraped knees and never think about it twice. But out where the plain folks keep their yards without a single chemical truck coming up the lane, that same dollar bottle goes out to the grass in the evening. And by morning, the dandelions it touched are wilted down to nothing while the lawn around them never felt a thing. I'm talking about plain 3% hydrogen peroxide, the same brown bottle you already own. Now, here is the part nobody ever explains, my friend. The reason that bottle is brown instead of clear is the exact same reason this trick works beautifully for some folks and does absolutely nothing for others. Stay with me to the end, because there is one specific thing the sun does to what is inside that bottle, and it decides everything. Once you understand it, you will know exactly when to pour, and you will finally understand why half the people who try this swear by it, and the other half swear it is junk. I'm Garry Strickland. I'm 63 years old. I spent my working life as a carpenter, and for better than 30 years, I've kept the same quarter acre in the same Midwest neighborhood. Most of what I know came from an old neighbor of mine named Earl, a World War II veteran who had the thickest lawn on the street and nothing in his shed but a rotary mower and a coffee can of grass seed. Pull up a chair and let me tell you something about weeds. You have stood in that lawn aisle at the big store. You have picked up the jug of weed killer with the trigger sprayer built right in, and you have read the price tag, somewhere between $30 and $40. Then you turned it over and read the back. Keep children away. Keep pets off the grass. Wash your hands, wash your clothes, and you buy that jug again every single year, because weeds come back every single year. Meanwhile, half the time that spray browns out a ring of good grass around the weed anyway, and now you have a dead spot where you used to have a dandelion. Out in Amish farm country, a lot of families never buy that jug at all. Their answer costs about $1, sits in the medicine cabinet, and once it has done its work, it breaks down into nothing but water and a little air. So why did nobody at the lawn store ever mention it to you? Simple, neighbor. Nobody can patent a pantry bottle that has been sitting in American homes for 100 years, and there is no advertising money in a product that costs $1. The catalogs never wrote it up because there was never a nickel in it for them. Now, I will come back to why the timing of the pour matters more than anything else, because that is the part everybody gets wrong, and it is the difference between a dead weed and a wasted evening. Now, everything I'm showing you today is written out plain in a little book I put together called The Old Ways, 50 Forgotten Lawn Secrets from America's Greatest Groundskeepers. For 30 years, I collected the small, cheap patient tricks from Earl, from the old fellas at church, from the cemetery groundskeeper and the man who kept the ball field downtown, and I wrote every one of them down before those men are all gone. It is 104 pages in plain English, no jargon, nothing you cannot do in a weekend. Part 1 covers the soil secrets and the common sense weed control without the harsh stuff, just like today. Part 2 covers watering, mowing, and fixing bare spots the way the groundskeepers did. There is a seasonal routine, the pantry tricks that cost pennies, and the old-timer fixes for every headache a lawn can throw at you. It is $17 right now, marked down from $47. That is $17 once against a $40 jug you buy every single year. That is the kind of math the catalog stopped doing for you. Now, go ahead and grab your phone and open up your camera, the same one you use to take pictures. Point it at that square code on your screen and hold it steady for a second. A little link will pop up, give it a tap, and it will take you straight to the book. And if you are watching on your phone right now, the link is waiting for you right down below in the description. Take your time, there is no rush at all. I'll wait right here. All right, neighbor, back to that brown bottle sitting on the porch rail. Let me tell you what hydrogen peroxide actually is, in plain carpenter's English. Water, the stuff in your garden hose, is 2 parts hydrogen and 1 part oxygen. Hydrogen peroxide is the same thing carrying 1 extra oxygen atom on its back, and that extra atom is a restless passenger. It does not want to stay. The first soft thing it touches, it jumps off and grabs hold. You have seen this yourself. Pour it on a scraped knee and it fizzes white. That fizz is the extra oxygen letting go. Now picture that same fizz happening on the soft, thin, tender leaf of a young dandelion. The extra oxygen scorches the leaf tissue on contact, the way a hot pan scorches butter. The leaf cannot breathe, cannot drink, and cannot make food. Give it a night to work, and by morning that weed is wilted and browning while your grass, with its tougher, waxier blades, shrugs the whole thing off. The old fellas knew things the bottle can't sell you, and this is one of them. But knowing what it does is only half of it. The other half is doing it right, and there are exactly 5 steps. Here is the method, and I want you to take your time with it. Step 1, pick up a quart spray bottle at the dollar store. And while you are out, pick up a fresh bottle or 2 of plain 3% hydrogen peroxide from the drugstore. 3%, the ordinary brown bottle, the same one for scraped knees. Not the strong greenhouse grades, we do not need them, and the label on those calls for gloves besides. Step 2, fill your spray bottle with the peroxide straight from the brown bottle. Do not add water, do not dilute it. It is already gentle at 3%, and thinning it further is how folks end up spraying expensive water. Step 3, wait for a dry evening with no rain in the forecast for the next 24 hours. That is 24 hours, a full day and night, and yes, I said evening, and I will tell you exactly why before we are done, because the why is the whole ball game. Step 4, walk your yard and spray each weed until the leaves are dripping wet, and then give one extra squeeze right down into the center of the plant where the leaves meet. That center is called the crown, and the crown is where the weed lives. Step 5, leave it alone. No sprinkler, no hose, nothing for 24 hours. So that is the whole job. A dollar store bottle, straight 3% peroxide, a dry evening, soak the leaves and the crown, and let it sit a full day. Check your weeds the next morning, and for the stubborn ones, hit them again in 5 to 7 days. Now I promised you honesty, so here it is, because I only tell you what I do on my own quarter acre. This is a spot treatment, my friend, and it shines on young weeds. A dandelion that came up this spring, chickweed, young clover creeping into a bed edge, tender broadleaf weeds with thin leaves. Those it handles beautifully. But a big old dandelion that has been sitting in your yard for 3 summers has a taproot down deeper than your hand, and that root is a savings account. You may scorch the top clean off and see new leaves rise from the root a week or 2 later. That is not failure, that is round 2. You spray it again, the root spends more of its savings, and the 3rd time, most of them stay down. And a whole patch of crabgrass carpeting a corner of the yard is a different animal altogether, better pulled or crowded out with thick grass. And we will talk about that another day. Earl used to say you treat the problem, not the whole yard, and that is exactly what this is. Restraint and a dollar bottle, instead of a jug of harsh spray fogged across grass that never did anything wrong. And here's where this old trick truly earns its keep over the store jug. When that jug of weed killer does its work, the leftovers stay behind, in the thatch, in the soil, on the paws of the dog that trots across it. When hydrogen peroxide finishes its work, that restless extra oxygen has already jumped ship, and what is left on your lawn is plain water and a breath of air. Nothing lingers in the dirt, nothing washes into the flower bed. The old farmers liked it for exactly that reason, and they found a second use for it besides. If you have a patch of lawn that stays sickly, where the ground is packed hard and water just sits, the roots down there are starving for air. The old greenhouse men would mix about half a cup of 3% peroxide into 1 gallon of water. That is half a cup per gallon, and pour it slowly over that patch. As it breaks down in the soil, it releases oxygen right where the smothered roots need it. $2 of drugstore peroxide, and a struggling patch gets a breath. But hold on, because remember what I told you at the start about that brown bottle and about what the sun does? We are there, my friend. This is the part that decides whether everything I just taught you works or fails. Here is the secret the brown bottle has been telling you your whole life. Hydrogen peroxide cannot stand sunlight. The light of the sun, especially the strong ultraviolet light in the middle of the day, tears that restless extra oxygen loose before it ever touches a weed. Sunlight breaks hydrogen peroxide down into plain water and oxygen, and it does it fast, in about an hour out in a bright July afternoon. That is the entire reason the bottle is brown. The dark plastic is a little window shade protecting what is inside from light on the store shelf and in your cabinet. In a clear bottle, it would go flat and useless like an opened bottle of soda pop. So now you see it, neighbor, the fellow who sprays his dandelions at noon on a sunny Saturday is not spraying weed killer at all. The sun tears it apart while it sits on the leaf, and inside the hour, that weed has had nothing worse than a drink of water. He tells everybody the trick is junk, and by golly, for him it was. But the plain folks pour in the evening as the sun is going down. The peroxide sits on those leaves in the cool and the dark with its extra oxygen still aboard, and it has all night, 8 or 10 full hours, to do its slow, scorching work. By sunrise, the job is done. Same bottle, same weed, same dollar. The only difference is the clock. And one last piece of it, keep your spray bottle in the garage between uses, because most spray bottles are clear plastic, and a clear bottle on a sunny porch step turns your weed killer back into water by supper time. And that right there is exactly the kind of thing the old fellas taught me, the small why behind the how that makes everything work. The book has 49 more just like it, laid out just as plain. It is called The Old Ways, 104 pages of the cheap, patient tricks America's greatest groundskeepers never got to write down themselves. And it is $17 right now, marked down from $47. One jug of weed killer costs more than twice that, every single year forever. Now, go ahead and grab your phone and open up your camera, the same one you use to take pictures. Point it at that square code on your screen and hold it steady for a second. A little link will pop up. Give it a tap, and it will take you straight to the book. And if you are watching on your phone right now, the link is waiting for you right down below in the description. Take your time. There is no rush at all. I'll wait right here. So there it is, my friend. $1 bottle of 3% hydrogen peroxide sprayed straight on the weed on a dry evening, and the sun kept out of the deal until the work is done. Tell me in the comments what your lawn is fighting right now and what state you're in. I read every single one. And next time, I'm going to show you the coffee can trick the old groundskeepers used to know exactly how many minutes to run a sprinkler, because most folks are watering their lawn twice as often as they should, and it is costing them money and grass at the same time. Keep that lawn thick and green, my friend, and I'll see you over the fence.